Good evening, everyone. Listen, we are in for an amazing conversation tonight. I need you to lean in. I'm not going to do a whole lot of introduction. I just need you to lean in for a moment because today's conversation is not ordinary. We are talking tonight with the National Vice President Nina Moore about something that is disrupting how people think about wellness. I mean, listen, this revolution is absolutely a game changer. We're talking about how people experience relief. We're talking about how people regain their quality of life. We're talking about how people are getting well without medications. And so I'm honored tonight to literally have Miss Nina Moore, who is the National Vice President of Superpatch with us. And she is helping us to really understand that this is the movement we all need to be a part of. Ms. Moore is here with us tonight, National Vice President. Now, thank you, Ms. Nina, for taking the time out tonight to join us.
I am grateful to be here. You know, you and I met with Tracy along, and I know Tracy's back there somewhere. Hey, Tracy, we met at an event with our speaker coach, our speaker coach, Marcus Y. Royger, because a lot of times they told me this weekend, you got to say the Y too, because I don't always say the Y, but Marcus Y. Royger. And it's amazing how you never know how life is going to come full circle. You just never know. We never thought that day that we met. I remember saying to myself, you two were really sharp. And oftentimes when Marcus and I are talking on the side, we're having conversations about people that are in the class. And, you know, I'm always saying they real sharp, or that person's, you know, real sharp. And I could tell that you both had all your I's dotted and your T's crossed that day. To think that a patch just a few months down the line would bring us back together in business together is really, really, really warm. It warms my heart. It makes my heart smile. And I was sharing with Paul this morning. We just got back from the AI Summit with Alicia Little. Yeah. I was hosting this weekend, so my voice sounds a little raspy because I have been talking all weekend long. But I was sharing with Paul this morning as I was looking at, you know, we have a Telegram chat, Lawrence, where we have all of the videos that we put in there so that people can share them. And as I was looking at the people in that chat that are just like putting videos in there, I said to him, to think, Paul, that I don't know most of the people now that are just patching and patching and patching. And to think that it started from a vision that Stanisha and I had in the very beginning, when literally I just started going around patching people and recording it. Patching people and recording it, because I almost couldn't believe what I was seeing. Does that make sense? Like, for real?
Absolutely. Absolutely.
I still can't believe sometimes what I see.
Absolutely. And so I was, and I'm the same way, because my thing is, like, even when I went to the dealership, you know, I was thought about the commercial that says American Express, don't leave home without it.
Yes.
I'm at a point now, I don't even leave home without my patches. I'm at dealership patching, and I left this afternoon to go patch another young lady, because again, I like helping people. And so to me, this is helping people. And so I want to just jump into this real quick, because I know we got another meeting we got to do at 6 o'clock, but I want to ask the people who are listening, I want to ask a question. What would your life look like if pain wasn't running it? I mean, what would your life look like if sleep wasn't a struggle? What would your life look like if your energy, you know, actually sort of matched your ambitions of how you want to make things happen? And so because there are so many people who are starting to ask those questions, they're seeing all of the videos, they're seeing everything happening, and many of them are saying, man, I wonder if this really works. And so tonight, we're not guessing, we're not speculating, we're not even, because we've seen this with our own eyes. And so we're talking with someone tonight, listen, people, who has the front row seat, and that's Miss Nina Moore, I keep saying Moore, Miss Nina Moore, and she's seeing what's happening across the country, and so are we. And so I want Miss Nina to really help us tonight to understand how she got involved, and then we're going to keep going on with the conversation.
Awesome. You know, that question, what would your life look like?
Yeah.
If you were not experiencing pain? I'm going to share this story, and I'm going to tell you how I even, you know, came to find out about Superpatch. While I was at the AI event, after hosting all day, Lawrence, I went out into the hallway, and as soon as let me backtrack. I had stepped back into the room because they were having like a little bit of like a huddle, a mastermind afterwards. And when I stepped back into the room, I saw this gentleman in a wheelchair.
Oh, wow.
People were talking to me. So because people were talking to me, by the time I turned back around, he wasn't there. Because as soon as I saw him, what did I wanted to go over there, right?
Right.
I go out into the hallway, and of course, I don't leave home without him. Not only do I have a pouch that I carry in my pocketbook. It always makes my bags heavy. I don't even care. With every one of the patches on there, so that when people say I got a headache or my back hurts or, oh my gosh, I got so much anxiety or, I can't focus, I'm reaching in I call it my bag of tricks, right?
Right.
But I took extra, like I literally grabbed, I have two little carts here. I grabbed almost every patch we had. Right. Wow. So I could be prepared, because I had a feeling that God was going to open the door. People saw me and were like, "You the Superpatch lady. I watch you on Facebook. Do you have your patches?" And literally people started pouring out to me about what was going on in their lives. Well, I patched a young man. He happened to be out in the hallway. I patched him. And I told him, I don't expect for you to have movement in your leg. You haven't been able to move that leg for 10 years. He was shot on his left side. I said, but tell me what's going on. He was in a lot of pain. He said, I have a lot of nerve pain from when I got shot on my left side. So of course, within moments of putting on that fivefold ministry, right? And I added Zen to bring back the body's remembrance, of what he was like before he got shot. And in moments, he looked, I gotta say it like this, Pastor. He looked like he had smoked marijuana. Like that's how calm he got from the pain, like literally got calm. And he just was raving to everybody about how I am not in pain anymore. Well, Pastor, I ended up patching for 2.5 hours.
Wow.
After speaking all day, being down there from 8 a.m., when I looked at my watch, Paige was saying, Mom, I'm hungry, I'm starving. At this point, it's 10:30 at night.
Oh,
10:30 at night.
Wow.
Well, this young lady came up to me, and she came and started crying. She's 31 years old. I posted her video, her story. I saw her again today. She burst into tears, and she said, I have been in pain since I was 22 years old.
I think I saw that, yeah.
Since I was 22. She said, every day. She said, I've tried everything, yoga, Pilates. She said, I do not want to. She said, I've been to the chiropractor, doctor after doctor after doctor. They've done test after test after test. They can't find anything wrong. They can't tell me what's wrong with me.
Wow.
Well, of course I patched her. I said, bend over. Bend over as far as you can bend. I said, are you normally able to bend? She said, yeah, I work out. So I'm able to bend. She said, but it always hurts. So she bent over. She came back up. I said, bend over again. Second time she bends over, she stands back up, Pastor. And the next thing I know, she looked at me and she said, wait a minute. I said, bend down one more time. She comes back up. She says, where did the pain go? She said, I have been in pain since I was 22 years old.
That's amazing.
Where did the pain go? Well, of course, she bought the patches. I saw her this morning and she said, I had the best sleep of my life. She said, I woke up today pain-free for the first time since I was 22 years old.
That is absolutely incredible.
So stories like that, when I went to meet the owner and the founder, the gentleman, the mastermind, the creative behind these patches, where it started with this Liberty patch.
Right.
I flew to Canada, which I'll be going back there in March for a leadership training. Flew to Canada. He did the stability test on me. I ain't gonna lie. I was totally opposed to the whole idea of network marketing again. I didn't want to hear it, just like you. You didn't want to hear it. I'm not doing that. Did that before. I've built big, large organizations all around the world, not just in the United States, earned multiple millions of dollars. But I said, I don't want to do this, right? Stanisha kept calling and calling and calling. So I'm in Canada. He does the little test on me, the stability test. I wasn't impressed. I wasn't. Let me tell you what I was impressed with. When he said my mother was diagnosed, and we don't make any medical claims.
Right.
Okay. But he said my mother was diagnosed with MS, and we don't claim to cure or mitigate any diseases. We can only give testimonies. Okay. So his mother in 1983 was diagnosed with MS. Long story short, he says, after 20 years of her not getting healed from meds, not getting better, I decided to take her health into my own hands. I decided to understand the relationship that our body has with the brain and how our brain controls the body. And then he invested $25 million of his own money and 15 years of research and development. I mean, let me say, let me finish and I'm gonna come back because I got something to say about that.
Are you good? You're good. You're good.
This patch, right? This patch. Now that's when I got intrigued. I said, hold on a minute. 25 million of your own money, no loans, no nothing, no investors. 25 million. Now he's over 40 million in research and development, 17 years in of research and development. My thing is to people who are still skeptical.
Right.
I mean, I guess I could understand, right? We've been so programmed to take pills. I can understand a little of the skepticism. But for the people that claim, well, I'm going to do some research. What research are you going to do that goes beyond $40 million in research and development in 17 years? What are you going to do? I'm going to leave it right there.
And so one of the things that really got me was when you said you were on the plane about to come back home. I think you have to share just a little bit of that because that to me was like, oh, wait a minute now. This is absolutely amazing.
That got Tracy's attention. See, that's the story that was like, Tracy, wait a minute, hold on. What'd she say? Okay,
exactly.
So I'm sitting in the airport because I was only there. I flew in that morning and now my flight was at like 6 or 7 in the evening, right? And as I'm sitting in the airport, watching Facebook, I saw a friend of mine, Ashley Valdez, who was crying. And thank you, Marguerite. Yes, y'all got to tag and share. Get some people on this live. I see Ashley Valdez crying. And because I'm kind of newsy, I guess I wanted to know, well, what was she crying for? Right now, let me give you a little backstory. This is 1 year ago, almost 1 year ago, because it was in March of last year. Ashley has 2 sets of twin boys. At the time, her twin boys were 8 years old. Okay, so one of them, Jonathan, had begun to exhibit aggressive behaviors. He wasn't sleeping, and she doesn't know what happened that he started not being able to sleep. But they also, both of them have ADHD, IDD, they're level 3 autism, and they're nonverbal. And now one of them are now having aggressive behaviors. Okay. So anybody that knows if you're not sleeping, you're not going to act right? It's just not, the two don't go together. Now you add on level 3 autism, you add on ADHD, IDD, you add on that. And now we have a storm. We've got the perfect storm.
Right.
Okay. So Ashley had taken her son, Jonathan, to the hospital the day before because he had cut his head open and the doctors gave him adult seizure medication.
Wow.
To help him sleep. Well, it did help him sleep. But the next day, which is the day I see her crying, he is now coming down off the meds.
Yeah.
And his behavior has 10x'd. He's worse than he was the day before, right? Worse than he was the days before. So I called her now, mind you, I don't want to do this, but I got a pocketbook full of patches because I said to the CEO, I need to see if this actually works. Like, you're going to have to give me some patches. Let me take them home. Let me live with it. Let me see what happens. Mind you, all I know was this stability test. And I'm 53. My balance is not an issue right now. Thankfully, that's not an issue for me. So I called Ashley. I said, Ashley, I saw what's happening with you. The one thing Ashley kept saying is this: I don't want my kids medicated. I don't want them, with side effects. I don't want my kids looking like zombies. I don't want any toxins. I don't want contraindication. She started saying all the things that she didn't want. And here I was in the airport with a pocketbook filled with patches. You know what I felt right there, Pastor? I felt convicted. I felt like, Nina, could you be the solution to someone's problem? And you're sitting here totally not wanting to participate in what I'm sending your way. I literally heard God like chastising me.
Yes.
And so I called her I said, Ashley, can I send you something? I said, I got a video you could watch. Of course, at that time, it was that longer video, the 25-minute video. I said, but I found something with no ingredients, no chemicals. Do you want me to send you some for your boys? And of course, what does any parent that's struggling, what do they say? She said, yes.
Yes.
We overnighted her the patches. The rest is history. She puts them on them Thursday night. The next thing I know, the rest is history. She called me that Friday morning, and she literally was like, Nina, I can't believe that he is still asleep. Wow. Today, she's had her children say, I love you. They weren't talking. They're no longer non-verbal.
Right.
She's had her kids sitting, cutting, coloring. I mean, you've seen the videos.
Oh, yeah, I've seen them.
From that to where they are right now. Now, I'm not making a medical claim. I'm not saying those kids are cured. What I'm saying is these patches are speaking to areas of their brains that were either lying dormant or they were damaged from something.
Exactly. Yeah. You know, I've only been in this a couple of months, and every event or every patching that I've done, I'm sitting here shaking my head like, this is absolutely amazing. So I was talking to a friend of mine, and my wife and I went over to her mom's house today because she has serious pain. I mean, swelling. And so I usually, so anyway, this afternoon, so we went over there, and just to see her face after walking around for a few minutes, like, wow, I can't believe that. She texted me just a little while ago. She said the pain is gone. And here's somebody that's been in pain like forever. And so I've only been in a couple of months. You've been in for a while. Just share a few examples of what you've seen so that the people who are on here, who they've been watching, that's for sure. We're going to be viral by the summer. But I want people to really understand we've seen some of everything from every angle. And I wanted to have you on because I need our people to understand, don't miss this movement, this revolution, because it's not going anywhere. It's just going to keep expanding. And because we are people who have a lot of ailments, we have our community has a lot of you know, the different ailments that people. Anyways, we have a patch for it. I'll put it like that. So I want you to maybe just share for a minute. Then I want to just talk about how people can get involved with this. This is something that's changing lives across the country.
Yeah, you know, it's hard to describe what we see without using words like miraculous.
Right.
It's very difficult to describe it because none of it makes sense to the average brain. None of it makes sense. None of it, when Mr. James, who had not been able to walk on his own without assistance and get up out of his wheelchair, can put patches on and then get up out of a wheelchair and walk, and every day after got stronger and better, and then to his walker and then to a cane and getting in and out of cars. And it's hard to explain when you see a child that their behavior was disruptive to a household, disruptive to the school, to the classrooms, you know, because they're labeled with some things that are going on with them medically, right? We don't want to say what it is, but you know, they're labeled with things that are going on medically, put some patches on, and then they're totally calm and at peace. There's no way to explain that we've got children who can't focus, put patches on, go to school, and then their grades are better. There's no way to explain Maxine, who is a domestic violence survivor, who met me to get patched for pain. Literally, pain in her shoulder, pain in her body from beatings that she had taken, from a car accident that she had been in. She had some nerve damage, and she had a very bad speech impediment. Like her stuttering was so bad. Well, she did not meet me for the stuttering. She met me because of the pain that she was in, right? I put the patches on her, and then all of a sudden, she's speaking clear. There's no stuttering.
Wow.
I'm watching her, and I'm I'm saying, wait a minute, because I put the Liberty patch on her for stability, and I noticed, Pastor, that all of a sudden, wait a minute, her speech is like improved, like all of a sudden. So I immediately run back to the car, and I grabbed a Focus and a Peace patch because I just put Liberty on her. I put a Focus and a Peace patch on her. I don't even know what made me say, take some deep breaths. I said, come on, breathe in, breathe. I don't know what made me say that.
I stole that too.
Good for you. The Holy Spirit was guiding me when I said, humor me for a minute. Take some deep breaths.
Right.
I had never asked anybody to take deep breaths before. And after her deep breaths, I said, talk. And literally, she's talking with no speech impediment. Amazing. She was in Vegas. She promised me she was coming. Her car was stolen the morning before, and she still made it to Vegas. We got her recorded. Someone was sitting with her and recorded her talking again. She doesn't even have to wear the patches every single day. I don't really know what else to say to y'all. Now, right. Here's what I want to address. I do want to address this before we tell people how and why they should get started.
Okay.
Not everybody is going to have an immediate result.
Yes.
We don't know how their nerves are going to react. We just don't know. I'll give you for instance. The gentleman that I patched in the wheelchair, I said to him, I felt it. I don't know that your leg's going to move. It hasn't moved in over 10 years. He has major damage. But my goal is to get you more comfortable and to get the healing process beginning. That was my goal for him, right? Well, he felt good. And one of the gentlemen that was watching us said, wait a minute. He said, no, I think I saw his leg move. He said, yep, I did. Kept saying, yep, I did. And I said to him, if you just keep wearing patches every single day, you will see a change. However, we don't know how your body's going to respond. Just like there's people who take high blood pressure meds and they've been on them for 25 years. I want to know why the meds didn't heal you. Why are you still taking medications? And so when a patch doesn't work for somebody and you get a 3-day supply and then you're like, yeah, they didn't work. Well, perhaps you needed more than 3 days. And if you don't believe they're not going to work for you, they're not going to work.
It won't. Yeah, right. Exactly.
They're not going to work. So we don't know how your nervous system is going to respond to the message that's being sent to your brain and your body from the pattern that's on each of our devices. All I know is if you keep wearing them, they will work. They will work.
I've seen, for me, this has been an incredible journey so far. And again, I'm only a couple months in because for me, seeing people smile again, seeing people feel relieved again, seeing people who call you back and say, I have not slept like this in a long time. That to me means more than anything else because, again, my heart is in helping people. And so when I think about these patches, only thing I'm saying to myself is, God, give me the ability to help the person that you're sending me to help or who calls that needs to see if these patches work for them. So even when people call and say, will those patches work for me? No, they say, if I want to see if those patches, I said, take the word if out of your vocabulary. I said, you have to have the mindset to say, okay, you know what? This is what I need. This is what I've been looking for. This is what I've been praying for. And so I was telling someone the other week, how do you miss out on an opportunity to have your own franchise? Because this is the way I look at it. And it's not that I was looking for this. It's like God presented this in a way to say, okay, you're helping people, but you also have a chance to help yourself leave a legacy. And I was saying, why would you miss out on an opportunity to build a legacy and help people, let's say help people at first at the same time? Because this is an incredible moment in history for us as it relates to being a part of something that's just 3 years old. And wellness is not going anywhere. This is going to be here for now on. And so I want you to just speak to that because, again, I don't want people to miss an opportunity. We missed, but a lot of people didn't invest in Apple. A lot of people didn't invest in all these other companies that are amazingly doing great things. And so we have an opportunity now to be a part of something that's revolutionary.
Disruptive is the word you use, and I looked up the definition of disruptive. Disruptive is an interruption.
Yeah.
Preventing something from operating normally. So
Yeah.
we had grown, it was normal to take medicines and it not work.
Right.
It's
Exactly.
been normal to just take medicines on top of medicines.
Right.
One will combat the side effects from the others. It's been pretty normal for that. And this disruption that is going to take place because of Superpatch. Now, it took 5 generations to get us pill dependent,
Right.
med dependent. It
Right.
may take 5 generations. I pray that it doesn't.
Right.
5 generations to get us non-pill dependent, right?
Right.
So what I want people to understand is that, you know, it is a change of a mindset. It's a change of mindset. And I want people to also understand that disruption is going to take place with or without you.
Exactly.
It's going to, you know, when I spent $22,000 to open my salon, and I never, ever, ever recouped my investment. $22,000. I ended up going through a divorce. I had to close the salon because you know how that is a big fight. Sure. You know, oftentimes when you're going through a divorce, he thought I had money that I didn't have. And I said, you know what? I could do hair anywhere. I already had enough stress right at the time. I was going through a divorce. 9/11 had happened. I am now suddenly single all over again with 3 kids. 1 in college, 1 in high school, and 1 in elementary school. I didn't have the capacity to try to fight him over something that wasn't there.
Right.
So I closed the salon down. You know, 22,000 down the drain. Down the drain. You know, here's the thing. I know people who get their real estate license, never earn a dime.
Right.
I know people who become contractors, never build a house or never remodel a house. I know a lot of people that get licenses and degrees to do things that they never ever make any money from.
Right.
The only people that won't make money in Superpatch are the people who won't patch and post.
That's it. Yeah. You know, I was thinking about it because even with this technology this device that we have, I was thinking about earlier, I said, you think about the days of the typewriter, went from the typewriter to the computer. When the computer came on the scene, people were like, no, I don't want to be a part of this. And so one of the things that I thought about, when you think about it, the future rarely ever arrives with people clapping.
Nope.
It always comes with skepticism. It never arrives. Oh yeah, hey, we're getting ready to have an iPhone. Hey, we're getting ready to have a StreamYard where we can just sit here and look at each other and talk to our children. I mean, it's nobody's ever clapping about it because I don't know if this is gonna work. And then I thought about the Wright brothers in 1913, I think it was, when they came out with the airplane. Like, oh man, plane gonna take us across the country. And I think that's really where we are here now. We've got technology, as far as I'm concerned, that's like 40 years ahead of time, if not more.
Facts.
Yes, and so we cannot continue to be skeptical when you're seeing live time results. So I really want us to really lean in and understand that this is you can't argue the results.
You can't argue results. You know, you can't, and you know, for all the people that are out there, oh, y'all faking it, y'all paid those people. There ain't enough money in the world to make me fake. First of all, let me say this. You coming at our character. Okay. Right. That's number one. What I'm not is a liar.
Right.
And if I don't see much of a change with a person, I'm not going to say that I do. Right. Because what I know is that not everyone is going to get the same result. Now, a lot of what we're posting, yes, of course, we're posting the results.
Right.
We're posting the results. Now, I will tell you that I have very few people that don't have any results. Very few. And the ones that get theirs in the mail, that claim that there are no results, after a while, they're like, you know what? I do actually feel a little bit better. Because you know what? You're trying to go from totally crippled to walking on water in 24 hours.
Right, right.
No, how about you change your mindset? You won't even get up and move your body.
Exactly.
Get up and move your body. Put 20 patches on if it's necessary. So you know what? You're too cheap. You're too cheap. I don't want to put all them. I don't want to use all my patches. I just want to buy a sample pack. Well, a sample pack is really not going to just work for you. If you've got an ailment that you've been dealing with for 20 years, 10 years, stop being cheap on you.
That's it.
Stop being cheap on you. And go ahead and get what you need so that you can go ahead and double up, because you might need to double up. So what you all are seeing in our in time results, let me say it just like that. When you see our in time results, I might have put 20 patches on a person.
Right. Yeah.
I might have put 20 patches on a person. You know why? Because I want to see them get a result right now.
Immediately, yes.
Some people may need to, if you only wear one of each, maybe 3 different patches, right? Or 2 different patches, it may take you longer to see the result.
Exactly.
I don't know. I'm just telling you that when I put patches on people, I'm doubling up, sometimes tripling up, so that we can get a result right now. Yeah. I need y'all to stop being cheap on yourself and stop it after the first 5 minutes. You're like, yeah, you know what? Well, Nina, it didn't work for how long you had it on? Oh, about 10 minutes. Are you serious right now? You don't do that to your doctor.
Right, exactly.
We got people who have surgeries who are not better after surgery. Think about Monica Graham. I don't know if y'all saw Monica Graham. Monica Graham will be with us this weekend in Atlanta at our event that is already at capacity. I told y'all to sign up for it because it's already at capacity, literally. And let me tell you about the meal I'm providing for Saturday while we're here. We're gonna have mini sweet potato pancakes. We're gonna have potatoes, eggs, shrimp and grits, biscuits with peach cobbler, like a peach cobbler topping for them, y'all. Like catfish, like we pulling out, we making sure that we treat you right here in Atlanta when you come here this weekend.
Right.
But
I'm in the house.
He's like, I'm there, right? So for all y'all people that didn't register, don't go do it now because we're already at capacity, right? I think there's like maybe space for 2 people left, because we've already we had to shut it down because and if you show up, you just show up. You'll be standing room only. Come on through, right? But I don't want you there mad because you don't have a seat. Because I'm telling you right now, we're at capacity. Tanisha Graham will be with us the whole 9. Here's the thing. When you're looking at what's going on with Superpatch right now, and I'm going to say this because I need to speak to my ethnic brothers and sisters, all right? I don't know why we say these crazy things like, well, let me wait and see what y'all do with it.
Wow, yeah.
Let you wait and see. This is not even about the money. I told a young lady this morning, I said, I'm earning more money not being concerned about the money than I ever did when I was concerned about the money.
Yes.
We made $4,000 in retail since Thursday night. $4,000 in retail since Thursday night. That's not including the things that went into my back office. I'm talking about when you got product on hand, it equals cash on demand. And people were literally chasing me down this weekend, Pastor, saying, you the Superpatch lady. Hold on. I watch you on Facebook. I seen your stuff. I seen your stuff on TikTok. Oh, you're the patch lady. And and then they would get patched, and then they would go get some other people and bring them back. What it reminded me of?
Wow.
When Jesus was healing the people.
They went and got him.
They went and got
come see a man.
Come see a man. And literally people were coming over to me and saying, such and such sent me over to you because my back hurt, my neck hurt, because I can't focus, because I'm tired, because I'm this. And literally, I got a patch for that. I got a patch for that. So what I'm passionate about, when you hear passionate, you might think I'm yelling. I just don't have very much voice left. I'm trying to project as loud as I can. Is I don't want you all that are super skeptical to miss out on this.
Right.
Don't miss out on this. Don't keep saying, oh yeah, let me wait for no, because we're right here at the end of the month, and things happen at the end of the month, Pastor. We start placing people, and things just naturally begin to happen. We're training the team in about 20 minutes tonight. Things happen that magically happen at the end of the month. This is why you need to get in, and you need to get a Flex 40 pack, the 40 packs of Superpatch, where you can customize that pack.
Yes.
You need to get in with that. Don't do a $2.99 pack. When you do that, you get 6 of these. You get 6 of these 2 kinds. not 6 each,
Right.
6 in totality. What are you going to do with 6 Liberty with 3 and 3? What are you going to do with that? If you do the 750 pack, you get 707. You get 17 packs.
17, yes.
You need 6 or 7 of them for yourself. What are you going to do with this? And the 750 pack does not give you all of the kinds that we have. But when you go for the Flex 40,
choose your own.
You choose your own 40 packs. We already know that these are the 5 main patches that we have. Well, my Defend, I didn't grab Defend. The 5 main patches we have is Liberty, Victory, Freedom. This is what we call right here. What do we call that? What do we call that?
5-fold.
Well, the 3. The 3.
Okay. The Trinity.
The Trinity. We call this the Trinity. Then once we add Peace and Defend, we call that the 5-fold, right? Or the Fab 5, right? The 5-fold or the Fab 5. Then the latest 2 patches.
Yes,
Zen just Assure and Zen. Let me give you a quick I know we got to get off here, but I got to give you a quick testimony about both. Zen, number 1, makes me feel like a super woman. Like I feel superhuman when I put Zen on.
Okay.
There's no other way to explain it. I don't have what we would call memory issues or anything like that, but why would I want to wait? Or why would I, wait until maybe I want to be sharp.
Exactly.
Zen. But let me tell you about this Assure. I'm going to give you my testimony. Then I'm going to give you another testimony from another lady last night. So I was still spinning because I flew from Atlanta to, I went from Atlanta to Paris to Dubai, then to Germany, then back to Atlanta, and then 2 days later to Vegas, and then back. And while I was sitting here when I got back, actually, I think it was on the plane coming back. Jay had given the RVPs and up 1 pack of each, just 1. He told us you better not take more than 1 pack, right? So I realized as I was sitting there in the car going home, I felt super still everything was spinning. So I took the Assure patches and put 1 on each arm. Right? 1 on each arm.
Okay.
And all I know is by the time I got home, I said, wait a minute. I went to get out the car thinking that I was going to have to kind of brace myself.
Right.
All of the spinning was gone. All of it.
Wow.
Now, last night, a woman came up to me. Her name is Erica. Erica said, Nina, I have been dizzy for the last 6 years of my life. It is not vertigo, and the doctors can't tell me what it is. They believe it's neurological. So she said, so I put 2 Assure on her, a Liberty and a Defend, right? And I said, okay. I said, walk. Now she's walking perfectly straight, right? She says, well, I don't know if that's the real test because I've been teaching myself to fake it.
Oh, wow.
Right? She said, I've been teaching myself to fake it. I said, okay, well, do something you couldn't do. Here's what she couldn't do. She couldn't look up to the sky like this without falling over, without tumbling.
Right.
So she stood there and she went, and she said, no way.
Wow.
No way.
Wow.
Then she said, you know what else I can't do? She said, I can't walk backwards. The next thing I know, I'm patching other people. We look down the hall and Erica is walking backwards in a straight line.
Wow.
So she tells me this morning, Nina, she said, I feel a little bit of the dizziness. She said, but nothing she said, I almost am trying to convince myself that these patches are not working. Yeah, but let me tell you what she did. She bought 2 Assure. She bought a Liberty and a Defend because she said, I'm going to give this 60 days. She said, because I know there's some things I couldn't do that I was able to do last night. She said, she said, I just don't, she said, I'm still kind of baffled. Not only did she come back today to buy more patches, she brought her girlfriend. Wow. They came from Stone Mountain there. That's far.
Oh, yeah.
They went from Stone Mountain and came and met me because her girlfriend then bought $240 worth of patches. Y'all, I'm telling you right now, as we close, because we got to get off and we got to go to training.
Yes.
If you know Tracy and Lawrence, what I'm going to say to you is this: beyond Superpatch, you know that they are successful. Success leaves clues. That's what I'm going to say about that. So beyond Superpatch, they're successful in everything they do, and success leaves clues. I would dare you, admonish you to partner with them. The other thing I want to say is that not only are they hugely successful in everything that they do, as a man and a woman of God, they would never, ever partner with a product or a company that they didn't believe in.
You got that
because
right.
There's no way, as a man of God, he gonna lie to you. No way, as a woman of God, Tracy's gonna lie to you. And so I would encourage you right now, or for anyone who might have tagged you to this live, you get back with them immediately and get their link. And you do a Flex 40 pack. You're going to pick 40 packs of patches, and it's $1,499, $1,500 plus tax and shipping. This is a business, and this is a write-off. You're going to write that off anyway. So I know that you should probably, at least before we get off of here, touch on the fact that you're a businessman. What kind of investments have you made? You know, You talked about that. I want you to talk about that real quick, but also kind of just hit on them, like how you're able to now have a 1099. You're able to write off so many things because you're got a home-based business. Just touch on that, and then, you know, we can kind of let people go.
Close it out, yeah. So yes, I literally came in under Janet, who lives here in Albany with us, and Janet has been great with helping us to make sure that we're doing what supposed to be done so that we can move up in the business. And so I started off, for me, with the Flex 40, and everyone who I've talked to, I sent one to one of my friends who's a medical doctor, just the information, and she just said, I researched it, I researched the science, I researched the technology. She said, I'm sold. And so it was a thing where I was like, okay, I can't keep this information to myself, because we're in a position to help people. And you're talking about, again, having a franchise, and that's where I look at it, for $1,500, $1,600 with tax. How do you go wrong with it? And you're going to get your money back from the patches that you're getting. And it's like, how do you not take advantage of something this great, which is, number one, helping people, and then secondly, being able to help yourself. And listen, what I tell people, I say, you're getting paid by default, because when you go there and you patch people up and it's working, it's like, wow. So I want to leave this last story. So again, I was telling you earlier, I was at the dealership Saturday getting our car service, and I saw a lady, and they were actually from Albany, but I didn't really know who it was. And I saw how she was walking. I said, you have a little pain in your leg, in your knee? She said, yeah. How can you tell? I said, oh, I can fix that. I can take care of that for you. So we go in the waiting area, and then her husband was in there, who was walking with a cane, and literally I passed her up. I had her stand up first. She stood up, and you know how you have to grab the side of the chair to get up. And so when I finished patching, I said, now get up. And I mean, literally, she just got up just like that. And here I am at the dealership. She's buying patches, patched up her husband. You know, she's buying patches for her mom, who's at home, because she said it's working. She did a video for us, a testimonial. And to me, how do you not like get involved with something that you know is changing lives? And so again, for anybody who's on here, you've been on the fence, or you've been watching these videos and you're wondering, wow, is this really true? I'm telling you, this is absolutely a game changer for your family, for your friends, for your people. It doesn't matter where you are. You've got to get involved with this, because I would hate to see you miss out on an opportunity that can help change other people's lives first, and then help change your life. So again, I don't have any other last words other than just get involved, and don't watch from the sideline. Get in the game. You're going to be able to bless other people and then bless yourself at the same time.
Yeah, get in the game. Get in the game. And I'm going to tell you, you know, a lot of people are waiting to think that they're going to join in and we're going to be sitting on the phone kiki kaka all day, every day. No, that's not how this goes. You get your patches, and then you go patch somebody. You're not, and I'm going to say this, you're not in business if you don't have patches. And if you don't have patches, there's no conversation to have. Exactly. If you haven't placed an order, what is there to talk about? Right. There's nothing to talk about. We give you all the tools that you need, right? In our boards app, we give you all the tools you need in our Telegram chat. And the reality of this is you need to do what you see.
That's all.
You did do what you see. Play an adult game of follow the leader. And those of you that aren't doing that or can't do that, you show that you can't be taught. And the thing is, you can't lead if you can't follow.
Right.
Follow the leaders. Follow what you see us doing. You don't even have to make the videos. We have them for you, sitting in our Telegram chat.
Telegram, yeah.
So the thing is, people join and they won't even get into the Telegram chat. They won't open up the boards app. Oh, I got to pay for the boards app. Yes, you do. It's a business expense. It's called a business expense. You buy 2 packs of patches every single month to keep you active, and the rest is history. There's nothing we can teach you until you start moving. You're thinking that we got to teach you something before you start moving, and we can't teach you anything because we're going to correct what you're doing once you start moving.
Right.
Put a patch on somebody. Just like you put a Band-Aid on. You don't need instructions on take the back off. Put the patch on. No, there's nothing to talk about.
Right.
Take the back off the patch and put it on somebody. Put multiple on somebody. And if you connect to the calls, which we do 1 big training a month, tonight is our big training for the month. 1, I train for 2-3 hours, and I'm going to do that tonight because I'm busy this week. We got a big event here in Atlanta this weekend, right? So I'm busy. So we got one big training a month, and we do 1 call on Monday nights. Don't tell me, oh yeah, I didn't get on the call. Then there's nothing to talk about. Because as a business owner, you have got to be willing to invest your time, because I'm already doing my part. I'm not going to do more for people than what they're willing to do for themselves.
Right.
1 call. So we're getting off of here because we got 12 minutes before we get started.
Right.
I'm going to say, if I had the one thing to say is that Superpatch will be viral by the summer of 2026. And we will be viral by the summer of 2026 with or without you. Right. I'm going to say we would love to see you at the top and not from the top. That choice is yours. So run back to the person that invited you here. Go look at your welcome post and do what it says and get started now. We'll see you soon. Thank you for having me.
Yes. Thank you so much for coming on, joining us. I definitely appreciate it. And then thank all of our viewers who came on to watch, and those of you who have been sharing with other people. I promise you, you've got to get involved with this. And my thing is, I follow Stanisha, I follow Ms. Nina, and a whole lot of others, Dr. Dunn, Dr. Bramwell. I follow all of them to see what they're doing. And so I'm starting to get to the place where I'm posting at least a few times a day. And if you do that, here's one of the things that I do as I get ready to close out. I'm starting to do more patch events. And to me, I'd rather have 4 or 5 people. I go over to the office, make some hours. Hey, I'm going to be there from 3 to 6:30. Come through. And so when people are coming through, getting patched, they're saying, okay, I need to buy some patches. How do you lose like that? You don't. And it's not, again, like you're doing it for money. You're doing it to help people, and they see it's working. They're going to buy patches. So listen, I'm saying to you, get involved with this Superpatch business. The opportunity is limitless. You've got to understand these patches work. They absolutely work. And again, like she said, it may not work with everybody in 5 minutes, but they absolutely will work. I appreciate all of you coming on today. Thank y'all so much for your time. Y'all be blessed. Have a great week. But most importantly, get involved and let's make this happen. Take care.